Hey everyone, we are here for Rocks and Tacos with Derek Hill, and we are so excited to have you here with us tonight because we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of really killer minerals that we can't wait to share with you.
Hi, I'm Derek Hill. I'm with Destin Flooring. I love rocks. I'm also a member of the Destin Rotary Club. I like to do fun things with charities and usually involves rubbing and smoking butts. If you see me around, you'll understand why that's funny. But today
He is a quite a champion on this, and I know Jamie is always excited to get all up on his rubbed smoked butts.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about some rocks and eat some tacos today.
So while Jamie's over here working in the kitchen, making us some frozen margaritas, because it's Florida.
I have a margarita shirt on.
It is a margarita shirt. It's a great margarita shirt. So he's in there making us some frozen margs. It's going to be fantastic with a little granny floater, because that's what you got to do. We have some barbacoa mushrooms.
Smells amazing.
It's all vegan.
You get smell-o-vision.
Yes, absolutely. But I will post a recipe only because it is so incredibly good. You take like adobo, chipotle peppers and adobo, and then add all kinds of spices and crazy weird peppers, and you grind it up, and then you simmer mushrooms in it for like half an hour.
That might be my new thing.
It's amazing, and meat eaters seem to really like it.
Smells really good.
And it's
really good.
vegan, so that's super crazy. So we are going to start with selenite. So this is a selenite wand.
Awesome. I'm
And
pretty sure I can become a Power Ranger with one of these.
I think you definitely do become a Power Ranger from it. I'm not sure if you saw this, but we'll drop a link. We had this great video at White Sands National Park in New Mexico, where White Sands National Park is actually made out of gypsum. That white sand that you see there, and I'll put the link. In the middle of the desert is this just acres and acres and acres of white sand, where gypsum is up in the surrounding mountains, and all of the rain starts to matriculate that gypsum down the mountain range into like a basin, and the wind grinds it up instead of forming into this or this, into that. Usually, selenite forms in hot springs, around hot springs area. Australia, Greece, Mexico, the US, but these kind of coveted, these wands right here that are super coveted, those are usually grown in Mexico. Selenite, as I mentioned, is one of the mineral forms of gypsum, and there's a couple different gypsums that fall under selenite. There's a selenite rose. This one is actually considered a spar, satin spar, and then there's a gypsum flower, and then here's something wild. Derek, what would you say if I told you in Rome in the 5th century, in their cathedral at Santa Sabrina Church, during this 5th century, they made their window panes out of selenite?
That's awesome.
And it's still there.
That's cool.
Still there. I mean, do you have any tile at Destin Flooring that will last that long?
Nothing. Sorry.
You might try selenite.
I don't know if we can.
Well, when it has sheets, this one being the spar, it's kind of like this translucent. You can kind of see through it. But when you have the actual plates of it, you can see right through it. Oh, snap. Here comes some margs.
I love that.
We love that.
I love that about this place.
That's really cool.
Power Ranger crystals.
Very nice.
Hey, Jamie, where's your taco shirt?
Be right back.
So, let's see here. It's usually found in colorless, like this. But it can be pink. Is it good?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. I'll try. So, we need to have...
vocal cords.
We need to have taste vision too.
Smell vision, taste vision.
That would be good. Have you ever done anything, heard of metaphysical use of stones, minerals, gems?
Yes, but I don't know anything about it.
So selenite is a heavy hitter. And one of the big things is it feels pretty crazy when you point it at your third eye. I don't know if you feel anything because we're kind of in a high velocity situation with a lot of things going.
Definitely feeling thirsty.
Legit. Totally legit. It helps clear out negativity, and it's helpful when we're trying to summon our spirit guides to tell us what the heck are we supposed to do? Why are we here? Where are we going? It's really great for guidance.
It really does look like a wand.
It is. And the cool thing is these wands like this are used in full body crystal layouts because it harnesses energy. So if you're working with other stones, let's say you're super stressed out and you just really need to relax and you have some of these lithium bearing stones, you use it in conjunction with a bunch of these selenite wands and it amplifies the calming effect of those lithium bearing stones. Right? I mean, why wouldn't you like to lay in a bunch of lithium bearing rocks, right?
I get it.
So you can use that also if you want to get deep into meditation. We have 2 of these wands, and they're $20 a piece. But then we also have this specimen, which is also selenite, and kind of shows you some of the tabular shape that is selenite. But I just think it's really crazy how it grew into like it grew on something.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but check that out. Isn't that crazy?
I wondered how that little thing came
I
about.
haven't figured out exactly what that material is, but I'm pretty excited to see what's up.
Really interesting. So how does this form with these colors like this, or that one is the clear? So that
So when you see some of these colors going off and on, this with it being the rust color, and we'll have a close-up for you. This is iron oxide staining.
okay.
And iron oxide stains happen whenever it's around a lot of iron, and then it oxidizes, giving that, basically, it's rusting. And it's pretty common. And honestly, this could be a rusting material because if we look at the base here,
Oh yeah.
you see that there. So I'm kind of assuming that this is some kind of iron,
Metallic powder.
yeah, that will rust. So, yeah, kind of a
Very cool. That's probably the coolest thing I've ever seen.
He said it's the coolest thing he's ever seen. But wait, first mineral.
Oh, sorry. We just started.
We just started.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Check this out, D-Rock. Yes, we call him D-Rock, which made it very appropriate.
This is really cool.
So we're about to jump in a few pieces that are called fluorides. And this specific stone specimen is fluorite. Now, fluorite it's also called fluorospar, and it's a calcium fluoride. Like I said, a few of the other pieces we're going to look at are fluorides, like, similar thing. So the crazy thing about fluorite is it was named in 1797 by Carlo Antonio Galani Napoloni, long name that just keeps going, for the Latin word fleur, which means to flow, kind of like if something is in flux. And the term fluorescence is actually attributed to the flowing nature of fluorite, which is kind of wild. It's usually formed in hydrothermal veins. So like lots of high heat and lots of water flowing through fluorite flow. It's really cool. And the neat thing is that because it flows in veins, it flows with zinc and lead in the Earth's crust.
Oh, wow.
And it forms in the cavities in sedimentary rocks. So over centuries and millennia, the fissures in these cavities start getting filled up with different layers of sedimentary minerals. So that's why a lot of time you see fluorite that has banded colors. So if you see some of our jewelry, we have fluorite that has bands in it because it's layer after layer after layer after layer. It's pretty cool. And those color zones are determined by impurities, exposure to radiation, and also the absence or voids of color centers, just concentrations of those minerals. So metaphysically, it helps us to enhance our mental abilities and have clarity. It also helps us make decisions, and it can clear our energy field. See, that's exactly what you need to do when you're trying to make decisions on what you're gonna, how you're gonna spoil Chris. His beautiful
the thinking
wife.
stone.
Yes, absolutely. This specimen's really cool. It's like almost 4 pounds.
That's cool.
It's a cool piece, and it's $185. Honestly, I could charge more for it, but we got it. You know us, we don't like to overcharge for things. We like to just pass on savings straight to you guys. So that one's a cool one. I like that one.
I like it. The thinking stone.
It is a thinking, decision-making stone. This stone, I got 2 specimens of it. This is a stone that we had no idea what it was until today. So it's called jackesite, and I may be pronouncing that wrong. We saw it at the Gem and Mineral Show in Tucson. I fell in love with it, had no clue what it was, so I bought two.
That's really cool.
Isn't it beautiful?
The colors are just incredible.
So that is a combination of fluorite. Because fluorite can come in lots of different colors, purples, blues, greens, yellows, colorless. So that's mixed all up in there. Chrysocolla and azurite. Azurite, you might remember, is a mineral that has been used since the Egyptians for makeup. They would put it on their eyelids. Probably wasn't a really good idea. So looking at metaphysically the combination of the fluorite, the chrysocolla, and azurite, we're looking at a crystal or mineral specimen that helps with communication, embodies the goddess energy, but it gives us gentleness with our wisdom. So we might, kind of like the idea of a goddess, so wise, not like super threatening energy. And it also helps us clear our energy fields, gives us clarity, and it's another one because remember fluorite helps us make decisions. This one's going to make you have decisions in a gentle, wise way.
I can see that.
It's
yeah. It's like a decision-making sound.
And it's just so pretty. It's just so
It's
pretty.
really intense. I mean, it looks like someone like painted it.
It looks fake.
It
looks
does.
fake.
That's impressive. That's really cool.
So this is from the Mapimi municipality of Durango, Mexico. This one's $55 for the small one, and then this more colorful one is $95. But it's a really cool stone. It's a brand new discovery. I only found one other website that knew anything about it,
Oh wow.
which was kind of crazy.
So you could just tell anybody you want anything about it, and you'd be the lead against it.
It's true.
I love when that happens.
There's one site, and I think the chick sold out of it. So
That's real. That's I mean, it's really cool.
I'm excited to see more about that and what else is going to come out of Durango, Mexico. This is creedite. And I'm a little biased. I love creedite because it was one of the very first crystals that I collected. It's named after the Creed Quadrangle in Colorado when it was discovered, and it's found near fluorite. And that golden or that reddish color is actually from the oxidation of fluorite. So kind of looking at the same idea, we have that iron oxide staining on the selenite, and then we move over to this, and you still have that oxidation on this as well. It's a neat piece. It also can come in whites and violets and colorless, but sometimes when you have some of the crystals, you can hold it up to light and the color disappears.
Oh wow.
Kind of weird. Now, personally, I've always loved this burnt orange color of creedite. I always thought it was like super fun. Because the crystalline structure is just, I don't want to say it's like a porcupine, but it's a little bit. For that one, it's a spiritual realm stone, so it helps if you have soul searching and channeling spirit guides. It's kind of a hippie stone, which is why I totally jumped all over it when I first saw it. So in this specimen, this one's only $35, so it's a really beautiful piece. I think I paid a lot more when I first started out for a smaller.
I know I saw this on Guardians of the Galaxy. I just know I did.
I
sure
can see that.
I'm sure of it. I know that's what this is from. Definitely some superhero powers in this one too.
So, while we're waiting for Jamie to deliver our tacos, let me ask you, Derek,
We did.
where were the best tacos you've ever had?
My favorite tacos when we go to Guatemala. The gringas, they're not exactly your traditional taco, they're more like a quesadilla, but they are still my very favorite.
So his beautiful wife, Chris, she is from Guatemala, and we're so excited because we're going to totally crash one of their trips going down because we're going to plunder. Wait, I know how to say plunder.
No.
We're going to respectfully buy some Guatemalan jadeite. Oh, snap.
Oh. Yeah, buddy. Love the hat fit.
This is a birthday present from somebody.
I think you're going to have to bend down because I don't think they can see your hat.
Oh.
And I do think there's another, actually, it's hilarious because
Why am I the only one that has one of these?
Oh, because I can't shoot tequila anymore. So his, you might notice that his shirt does say, Rockin'.
Rockin' tacos.
Insert
Taco.
taco sponsorship here.
Rockin' ands.
And tacos, rocks and tacos.
Rockin'
Rocks and tacos. Ooh, snap.
That's a really great segue because, like our other live shows, one of our favorite things to do is have one website where you can buy everything. You gonna shoot that?
Just go ahead.
So, be sure that you go to i.therootheel.com/rock-in-tacos. Actually, rocks in tacos. So, ROCKS in tacos. Just check it out right there.
It's time.
I think it's time.
It's time.
So my favorite, I've had some amazing tacos in my life, but I will say we went to El Parasol in Santa Fe, New Mexico when we were visiting one of my best friends from childhood. And this taco shop, they didn't let us in because they had just opened back up from COVID. But even though we had these tacos, like we called in the order super early, didn't know how long it was going to take us to get there, took forever to get there, pick the tacos up, hugs, kisses, love, haven't seen you forever. Literally like an hour after we picked up these tacos, they were still crispy, and they had the vegetarian ones that were really good. Like I felt like I was cheating, but I didn't get sick. So
I have a feeling I'm going to feel the same way about these tacos. I keep smelling them and smelling
it's all the spices,
it smells good.
all the
I'm a
spices.
big mushroom fan myself.
Dude, mushrooms are amazing. You know, people say they're not a mushroom person. I'm really sorry.
I had mushrooms for dinner last night. Just mushrooms.
I do too. So this is another one that is super pretty. And it looks like congealed toothpaste.
That is true. I was going to go with like a graffiti stone, but you know, congealed toothpaste is more accurate.
You know, graffiti, toothpaste.
This is actually what my kid's sink looks like, now that I think about it.
That's exactly why I bought it.
That is awesome. So what is that made of?
So that is shungite, duprite, and orichalcite. Which one is which? It's so
It's in there.
It's in there. I think the orichalcite is the darker blue, the shungite is the light blue, and then I have no idea what duprite is. I've looked everywhere, but based on this dealer's spelling of everything, it might not be duprite. Minerals are so weird. Like you have like Greek influence, Latin influence, someone who just has a weird last name, and
I suppose they're not all universally known by the same name either, I guess. Right?
it's not.
Yeah.
And even like if one mine has the same mineral, same composition, same crystal structure, same everything, it can be called by a different name because it's from a different part of the world.
I run into that with natural stones that I for tile that could be the exact same thing, but they have a different name for it because of where it was mined from, and that region has its own name for it.
Yeah, they call that locality. Locality is a pain when you're trying to do research. So,
We're just gonna go with toothpaste ball.
toothpaste ball,
Okay.
shungite, duprite, and orichalcite. So, it's from China, and it probably came out of a copper mine. When you see this color, think copper, just like turquoise and oh my goodness, it's escaping me right now. Think copper when you think this color. Shungite is a copper silicate hydroxide mineral, and it was first discovered in 1915, and it's named after the Shattuck copper mine where it was discovered in, I believe it's in Arizona. It's either Arizona or Colorado. So it's in the U.S. is where that mineral was discovered, but then this specimen was found in China. It's great for public speakers. It helps with communication, intuition. Like, when you get talking, you kind of have to, in public speaking, you have to kind of anticipate where are the questions going? How can I start fielding this? Feeling out the vibe of the audience and what they're looking for. And shungite is great for getting that intuition when you come with the stones. So, like I mentioned, duperite, no freaking clue what that is. It's probably spelled something crazy weird. And then orichalcite is a carbonate material, and it's silky and fibrous. It is a secondary mineral to copper and zinc deposits, so it makes total sense to be as part of that specimen. Orichalcite enhances personal freedom, it gives us inner harmony, and allows us to release our old ways that don't serve us anymore. So it's kind of cool how those two mix together. It's kind of giving you some confidence to be out there, put yourself out, get some harmony, get in your flow. It's a great stone for something like that.
It's amazing how lightweight it is too. It's
Right?
almost like volcanic rock. It's
Yeah.
really, really. It almost feels like it's.
Yeah, it totally does. When I picked it up, I'm like, whoa! Like I was expecting it to be something crazy heavy.
Feels like it does.
Yeah, and so this crazy specimen is $150. And one thing I want you guys to know is that when I'm packaging up these materials, I'm doing it super careful because there's always going to be a little bit of breakage when you ship it. It's going to happen, but I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that we preserve all these fun points and ridges. So you
You
guys,
just gotta figure out that zero gravity packaging,
yes.
and then everything will be safe.
If you know about zero gravity packaging, info@therootheal.com, Facebook message, DM me on Insta.
And then
shoot me a-
all my distributors know of stone because we have a lot of breakage in my industry as well.
So we're really excited because Derek's going to be doing all of our flooring in our new house. He's fixing the floor in this house. He did Jamie's floor, by the way, which is beautiful. Jamie's townhouse. Love it.
Still the
So
most popular color. Can't get any in stock, but yeah, it's really
I love it. So his work is fantastic. He's going to be doing our shower. I mean, just like, ooh, we have this accent stone that I can't wait to show you guys. It's a green onyx.
awesome.
I'm
That's
really,
when things get real fun.
yes, I'm really excited about it. And then it's gonna, yeah. So like literally, and we have selenite crystals hanging from the master bathroom because why wouldn't we?
Well, it makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that one's really cool.
So check that out. So remember how we mentioned orichalcite in that last? Can I turn off your shot glass?
No, yeah. I don't know how to.
Think about it.
I don't know how to do that. I mean, I did my part. I drank it.
There you go. I did it.
Didn't know there was a few more steps after that.
Dang it, Jamie. I'm over here just looking at this thing flash.
It's not good for the ADD.
So
Oh, that's really cool.
this is angel wing calcite. So remember how we mentioned orichalcite as one of the minerals in this last piece, that the dried toothpaste piece. But this is a very rare and fragile form of calcite, and it's from Mexico, and it's a polymorph of calcium carbonate. So you've heard of calcium carbonate before, right? It's what makes up eggshells and snail shells, seashells, pearls. So it's a really neat. It's kind of like an organic material more than anything.
Use it for doing moisture tests and very fancy high-end commercial jobs.
There you go. It is. It's a fancy thing. So this one's another really heady stone. Like a lot of the stones, you kind of see patterns when you're buying stuff. So you're going to notice that we're doing overcome difficulty, super heady meditation, confidence. I don't know what was going on when I was buying these things, but apparently there was something.
You're having a crisis at the time.
Well, I think it was an excitement. It was excitement.
That's it.
It wasn't a crisis.
That's
It was excitement.
They're like fish scales. They look,
Yeah,
they're so
they do.
delicate. They look delicate, like you're just going to break them when you touch them.
It's
really,
true.
Really cool.
It's true. It also, it helps us communicate with our higher chakras. So like meditation and getting like super heady and talking to angels. There's a lot of people that talk to angels. I know that my angel who hangs out with me is Archangel Michael, and Michael looks out for me. So it's kind of cool if you are into that and you communicate with your angel guides. This is a really great way. Angel Wing calcite is a great way to meditate with that, and you just kind of sit with it, do some random journaling where you just start writing and see what happens. I got a lot of really great messages doing that method. And something also neat that you can notice here is there's these little tiny pyrite crystals, the little gold.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
It's just
Really,
little
there's just so
pyrite.
much going on there. It's really cool.
It's a cool piece.
There's like some little like blue-green salmon going on too.
I didn't look at that one though. It's pretty cool.
The more you look at it, the more fun things you find.
Rocks are cool. So this one is only $75, and that one again packaged up super careful. We have a really fun one. Only because of its name. Well, no, it's pretty. But it's called adamite. And when I was searching for some more details about adamite, I found out that an adamite person is a person who imitates Adam by going naked. And Adamites, or Adamitians, were adherents of early Christian group in North Africa in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th centuries, and they wore no clothing during their religious services. And that's not exactly what I was looking for.
You found it.
I found it. Thanks, Google. These are things I know now. So most of these are from Namibia and Mexico, and it is a oxidized part of a... We need to drink faster.
I don't know about this wee stuff.
How's our tacos doing?
Muy bien.
It smells amazing. We're talking about naked stones.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot. It's naked stones.
Adamite.
Muy caliente.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, babe. So adamite is a stone of pure joy.
Thank you.
Isn't that funny? It's hilarious. Love, creativity, enthusiasm, and perseverance. I would say if you are in Africa, North Africa, in the 2nd to 4th centuries, in a place of worship, naked, I'm guessing you're going to have some perseverance.
You gotta be pretty good with yourself.
Exactly. And it helps us follow our true paths. And it's another one of those crazy stones that help you speak to your spirit guides if that's something that resonates with you. So this specimen is $75, and really, if you look at it, just the crystalline on it's really pretty, and it's just a neat piece.
Is that more like an iron type, or is that more
It does look
volcanic,
like
or-
it does have the rust look to it,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's some kind of iron
Legit.
matrix. So it's a fun one.
I start looking at the ground more. That's really neat. Naked rock.
Naked rock.
Buy yours today.
Buy your naked rock that gives you perseverance and joy, and you can communicate with your angels.
Now, it's not a pass for going to church naked, right? That was just what they used to do.
Y'all do what you do. Did you know that we have a nudist colony here, or a nudist park here in Northwest Florida?
Did not know that.
It is in Milton.
Suiting.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Place. Well, a lot of open spaces. So
Open spaces, breezes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently you can go like swim in their creeks, and they have concerts and camping and like social events. I didn't know. It's a thing.
Huh. I like it.
Adamites.
Adamites.
Adamites. So, your gringos, how are those different?
I don't know. So they're al pastor, and they're prepared in the traditional like you'd see, like a gyro, like you know how it's on the spindle and it's burned. So they shave it with the pineapple and the cured pork, and then it's amazing. And then you just it's like I said, it's really just like almost like a quesadilla. But
Didn't you make one the other night?
I make a lot of things, but yeah, probably.
Yeah. I think I remember like a late night. I made a gringa.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely happens in my house. Yeah,
That's
my
perfect.
gringas.
I love it.
Like my favorite local taco though I have to say to date it's probably the 38 taco. Just because they do the cheese, the tortilla, and they fry it. They make like a cheese and crust around the tortilla.
Their stuff
Such
is
a good
really
plan.
good.
Such a good plan.
It's really good. They have their burrito was really delicious, and their quesadilla. If you're not afraid of greasy quesadilla, that's that. You know, but if you're like not a greasy quesadilla person, that is not your quesadilla. But I'm loving a greasy quesadilla.
I was at Tijuana Flats,
Yeah.
Fort Walton Beach. I went in with a group of their cook team from the Rotary, and I walked into the front, you know, the waitress there, and she says, she's like, "What do you recommend?" She goes, "You wouldn't eat what I eat." And I said, "Why is that?" She goes, "Well, I'm vegan." I said, "Try me." So she had this awesome vegan burrito and all stuff. She told me what it was. I said, "I'll take that." It's probably one of the best things I've ever had. Like as far as like burrito wise, like I'm not a real big burrito fan. It was really good.
Okay, so Tijuana Flats,
Tijuana Flats has a really
vegan
good vegan burrito.
Done. So doing that.
It's really good.
So doing that. Oh, so while we're still chatting about this, I do want to remind you we do have afterpay on all the minerals that are over $35. So that means that you can break it into 4 payments. So you pay a quarter of it now. In 2 weeks, we take out another quarter of the amount, and then so on and so forth for 4 total payments. But you get it now. It's like layaway without that pesky like waiting on it thing.
That's awesome.
I think
So you can like be a hero and then just pay for it later.
Yes, exactly.
It's a really good
Be a hero today. And if you need us to ship it somewhere else because you're being a hero, you can do that during checkout. And don't forget to go to i.therutile.com. Rocks and tacos.
And if you haven't bought anything from him, they have like the greatest looking little packages. They're like really fancy.
We do fancy it up because
Really
well,
fancy.
we try to be fancy. We like being fancy with our rocks.
It's really cool.
Thanks,
They
D-Rod.
look awesome.
He
And
brags.
my wife loves it when I bring home a box like that, and she just it's all over.
I think
all
it's
over.
fantastic.
It's like I get to be a hero on layaway. Alright, that one I gotta know what that's all about.
All right, sniff it.
Mmm,
What it is?
sulfur.
It totally is. And you took like a big healthy whiff too. It wasn't just a. It was a like full of the lungs.
Sulfur's such a cool thing. Look at that.
So sulfur is a element on the periodic table, right? And a lot of the strong odors that we know of, like skunks, matches, garlic, grapefruit, and rotten eggs, are caused by the presence of sulfur in those materials. And while sulfur is abundant on the earth, it's rare in its pure form like this. Like, see, there's these cute little crystals. Getting a crystal like that isn't like when you have to ore it out and start refining it. And 90% of all of the sulfur that's mined is used in sulfuric acid. And then the rest is used in insecticides, herbicides, gunpowder, leather, paint, dyes. It's a very well used mineral. And crystalline sulfur forms near volcanic vents and fumaroles, which is an opening near the volcano. Like when you go to Yellowstone and you see the Old Faithful and things like that, there is a ring of sulfur usually around those because of how the gases pull the sulfur up to the surface from deep within the ground.
It's like an unnatural color. It's like highlighter
Yeah,
yellow.
it's such a weird color.
It's really cool.
And the neat thing is, while it's an unnatural color, that's the
Yeah.
natural color.
You don't see that on a skunk's butt.
No,
No.
this is not skunk butt right here. These cool crystals.
I mean, the color is just unreal. It's like, it really looks like you couldn't possibly get that color in nature.
Isn't that the coolest thing? So, as it's so stinky, metaphysically it helps remove negative thoughts and emotions, and it removes our barriers to progress. Because we all do that sometimes, right? Like we have things that we put up mentally, self-consciously. Oh, snap. Derek wants it. That we we do this to ourselves when we're trying to make progress, like in our careers or in our relationships, and we just throw up these barriers. I know, personally, Jamie overcame my barrier of like, just, no, you can't come in.
Yeah.
He should have just thrown some sulfur at me. But he
Use a
overcame.
sulfur battering ram.
And it also helps people who are prone to angry outbursts. And helps them run.
Sorry guys, I don't think it's for sale.
It's $65. And it's the weirdest thing is like it's been used for so long. In ancient Greece and Egypt, it was used to fumigate areas, to like cleanse it of like bad juju, or if there was a death in a room or something, they would light sulfur on fire to clean it out. And so it's like the same idea of doing that. And it was also used as a skin balm and to overcome parasites. But then the Bible actually refers to burning sulfur as brimstone. So apparently hell smells like a skunk.
Maybe they're trying to do their part to purify.
They're purifying.
You know, if it gets too crazy, we can always light it up and see what happens.
Right? Maybe not this specimen.
That was really cool.
It is a cool one.
It looks like somebody colored on with a highlighter.
I don't think we did. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
wait.
Wait a minute, hold up. This one is big. This is wulfenite with mimetite, that's right, from the Mapini municipality of Durango, Mexico. And wulfenite is a lead molybdenum oxide material.
You feel it's heavy.
It's very heavy. It's very, very heavy.
But it's like a lot of void, so it doesn't seem like it should be as solid as it is.
And the crazy thing is, when we were in Tucson, one of the vendors, he disappeared from his booth one day and just went out into the mountains of Tucson for a few hours and brought back pounds and pounds and pounds of wulfenite. It occurs quite a bit, and it's usually these dark brownish colors. Sometimes you get this beautiful vivid orange color, but the reds, the oranges, that's indicative of it being the wulfenite, like when you start seeing it out in the wild, in the dirt.
It's crazy. It's layered like almost like oysters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's got just like shell, like a shale. And it's really interesting.
When we look at the wulfenite,
It's like
it has a great connection to the earth, and it also manifests our creativity, determination, and also our sexuality. And it's a great stone for people who practice alchemy. Do you know many alchemists?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Their big thing was trying to turn lead into gold.
In school, we turned a penny into gold.
See?
Gold color. We didn't really turn to gold. We turned gold color.
That's alchemy. It is the predecessor of chemistry.
We used to go to witch school too, though. That's probably why.
Them witches.
She wants tacos.
She definitely wants tacos, and I don't know why Jamie's not like getting these tacos. He's supposed to be bringing us tacos.
What kind of service is this?
You guys want to be served out there? Yeah, we do.
We got asked if we wanted to sit inside or outside. We chose outside.
And then we get neglected from our server.
Now I gotta say he's been on top of the drinks though, so that's
Marks
when
are good.
that's when I tip the bartender real well. So
It's true. The frozen drink is nice. So the mimetite gives us emotional stability, inner balance, serenity, joy, and adventure. So it's a great mineral combination for change and making things happen and having a lot of fun with it. So this is a super cool specimen, and it's $255, but it's huge.
So like change in your life, not like pocket change.
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't manifest like coins or anything like that.
Well, I mean, you're dabbling in the alchemy. You could do that. Dabble in the alchemy.
I like it.
I like it too. All right, let's take a little break. I'm gonna let Jamie bring us tacos.
Talk and eat tacos. Talk with my mouth full.
Well, now that we've had the sulfur and a whole bunch of lead materials on our hands,
Yeah.
I guess we can we can eat now.
Tacos!
We live in Florida. Things are going to be soggy. We have condensation is real. The condensation is real. So, y'all, I hope hope you enjoyed our quick little glimpse of our taco life. We kind of realized that you probably didn't want to watch us eat.
It's fine.
There's still
Stuff hanging on
just
the face.
everywhere. Tacos
What?
all in the face.
The mushroom tacos were like, you have to get that recipe. Might have to borrow that book.
Okay, so usually I don't peddle everybody else's products,
Yeah.
but the taco cleanse,
I mean,
it's pretty delicious.
I've heard of a lot of cleanses. If you can do one with tacos, I mean,
The tortilla-based diet proven to change your life. Honestly, I haven't made that many things out of here, but the few things I have been phenomenal.
those mushroom tacos are awesome.
It's my favorite thing. I've been making them for like a year and some change, so
I like them.
let's get back at it. Taco time. So, celestite. This is just a pretty rock.
Oh. Met celestite once.
Stripper? No.
Probably.
Probably. So celestite also is called celestine. It's a strontium sulfate, and it has that. It's distinctive for that soft, pretty blue color. Sometimes it's a little grayish. It's a really lovely color. That color is usually found in Madagascar, so I'm assuming that's where this mineral came from. We didn't have a location.
Penguins.
Penguins. Love us in Madagascar because that is a great movie. So celestite is actually used in fireworks. And one of the ways that you can tell if celestite is indeed the strontium sulfate is you set it on fire. And if it burns red, it's celestite.
So the blue stone burns red?
Yes.
Makes total sense.
I know, I thought the same thing. Here's something crazy. I'm from Ohio. You're from up in the...
Minnesota.
Way
up north.
Up yonder. The largest known celestite geode is in Put-in-Bay, Ohio. I don't know if you know this, but Put-in-Bay is a big swingers community.
Oh, wow.
But it also has the world's largest bar. Coincidence?
No. That's a
No.
legit thing.
Those go together.
Makes sense.
Swingers and long bars. Anyway, so that geode is 35 feet wide. And it's been converted into a viewing cave where you can actually go into it. And some of the crystals are as wide as 18 inches across. So, like,
It's huge.
big for a crystal in Put-in-Bay, Ohio. And they guess that crystal, that 18-inch wide crystal, weighs about 300 pounds.
You know that's the distance between your countertop and the upper cabinets?
Derek would know
That's
this.
the height of your backsplash, 18 inches.
Quiet, honey. It's true. It's true. And the funny thing is that we've been working on that really hard, trying to see how many square feet of beautiful tile we need for our backsplash.
Yeah, I can figure that out.
We know a guy.
So, blue stone burns red.
Bird thread. Yeah. So celestite is great for those who want to communicate with angels. We have a lot of angel communicating stones. Isn't that kind of weird? And it helps us access higher dimensions, and it's great to bring more serenity to life. I personally have always loved having celestite near me, especially if I'm super stressed out. It just kind of gives me this really great feeling of relaxation and kind of peace. And especially if things are kind of getting weird at work, I like to just grab a piece and just sit next to my computer, and everything just kind of feels nice and calming, and it lifts your spirits and makes things a little less awful for a few minutes.
I feel pretty good right now.
It could be the tequila, but it's
Probably
probably the
that. I'm full of
celestite. So that really pretty piece is $55, and it's
Cool.
super gemmy. It's really beautiful. That one's one of my favorite pieces that we brought home. All right. So next we're going to look at petrified wood.
Nice.
So you might not know this, but petrified wood is actually in the quartz family. It's a silicon dioxide, and it's technically a morphosis of chalcedony.
I did not know that.
Those are a bunch of big, crazy, weird words.
Don't know half of what you just said, but I did not know that.
This is a thing you now know. There's going to be a quiz at the end to say those words.
I think that's true.
They're really fun. So, petrified wood is formed by freshly downed trees that are covered with a fine-grained sedimentary layer of rock, which prevents the oxygen from decaying the trees. And over millions of years, these minerals that are in the sedimentary layer start to crystallize within the cellular structure that make that silicon dioxide material. So the wood no longer actually exists, it's just gone. And it takes on the hues of the minerals that fill the pores of the wood. So like all of that, that's not the color that the wood was, it's the color of the minerals that went all up in it.
Makes total sense.
It's kind of crazy. I love it. We have slow and steady are some of the keywords for the metaphysical side of petrified wood, which makes sense. You think of a tree, right? It grows slow and steady. It turns into petrified wood slow and steadily. And it's also attributed to using it for past life recall. It used to be a tree. Now it's a rock.
Makes sense.
So it's cool when you look at, like, a lot of people feel, understandably, that the metaphysical side is kind of hokey. But when you look at how some of these stones are formed, it's actually pretty neat because it resonates into the energy of the stone and how people use it during crystal healing or just to feel nice or just feel good using their crystals. So petrified wood is one of them.
That's a journey right there.
It is a journey. So this little guy is $75. It's really fun. It's a great palm stone if you want to hold it while you meditate or just have it on your desk. It's a really pretty piece.
Worst case scenario, someone really makes you mad.
Past life.
That's a journey.
It is a journey. A quartz stalagmite. So, do you know what the difference is between a stalagmite and a stalactite?
I do.
What is it?
Stalagmites are on the ground. Stalactites are on the top.
Yes. What is your trick on remembering?
Stalagmites might reach the top. Stalactites hang tight from the ceiling. We used to go to, in Missouri, go to the caverns, in the crystal caverns in Missouri, and that's, my grandmother taught me that when I was really, really small. Some things stick with you. That's cool.
You know, there's that magical thing about grandmother wisdom. Mine was mostly me trying to tell her to not call me Becky, because when she stood on the back steps of the house and yelled, "Becky!" I seriously, I was about 4, told her that I don't want her to call me Becky. My name is Rebecca, because Becky sounds, when you call Becky, it sounds like you're calling your pigs. Legit. That is legit. So, stalactites and stalagmites are elongated forms of various minerals that are formed in a solution. It's going to be rich mineral water of calcite. And then, I'm going to be really honest with you, I couldn't find any great data on how that calcite inside got quartz on the outside.
This is wondering how that happens. It's really cool.
I haven't found any great data on it. So, before this live show airs, I'm going to continue to search that because I thought it was pretty neat. But
That's really cool.
yeah, and that piece is stalagmites are attributed to be very high vibration and connect you with your source energy. So if you're like just trying to harness your inner power, this is going to be a great piece for you. And it helps us amplify our intentions and bringing us joy and harmony. And it's just not only is it a feel-good stone, but it's also kind of fun and silly looking.
Looks like a boxing glove.
It does look like a boxing glove.
So harness that.
Harness your power. Yeah, and this one's $35. It's a great collector's piece, and it's really neat because when you see the inside, you got all the rings on it. It's really cool. You got that calcite going for you. These are just some fun pieces of quartz crystal that we actually dug from the earth at the Wagner Crystal Quartz Mine in Mount Ida, Arkansas. We've been talking about quartz being a silicon dioxide material. It's found everywhere, but there is a great quartz belt that runs from Oklahoma all the way through Arkansas, where you're able to get this beautiful crystalline quartz, but then also you're able to get these white quartzes. The white quartz is very indicative of the Arkansas location. So when they came out of the ground, they had a red iron oxide staining, and so we used oxalic acid and we cooked it. You might have seen this on Facebook where we were joking that we were cooking crystal on our front porch.
Oh yeah, that happens.
These, where we bathed it in a like a stone heater, like when people do hot stone massages, they have this little low temperature, kind of like a crock pot, where we heated at a very low temperature with oxalic acid for about 2 to 3 weeks, something like that.
Oh wow.
And it brought out all the iron oxide staining, so you can see the beautiful crystalline structure. You're able to see all the purity without worrying about it having like a lot of red splotches on it. It's pretty fun.
Now you can grind up my countertops.
Yes, you can, but this is too pretty, so you won't. So the cool thing metaphysically is the quartz from Arkansas is super neutral, and it's readily available for programming. So a lot of people use quartz for programming it to what they want. If you want to heal yourself, if you want to do some vision work, or you have a very special prayer that means something really special to you that you're just trying to make it happen, you can set the intention with your quartz crystal, you know, to heal my elbow, to heal my heart, to manifest something, and quartz is able to do that. It's just part of the indicative nature of quartz. And then that quartz from Arkansas is totally ready to take on whatever programming you set your intention. So you can see how Derek has this up. It has these natural facets, right? And something else that you might not know about quartz is you've heard of a quartz watch, right? Well, quartz in of itself has piezoelectricity, which means it can transform mechanical energy to electromagnetic energy, and vice versa. So it can conduct it back and forth, and that's why we have quartz watches. Back in the day when there were like actual real radios that did like radio things through the airways, they called them wirelesses, I think, back in the 1920s, because it was really crazy. They utilized quartz crystals in radios to transmit frequencies. So there were so many different formations of crystals that we're not going to review them all here. These are just a couple little specimens that we have. So be sure to check out our site on the i.theretail.com/rocksandtacos, and you can check out all the different offerings that we have under the quartz crystal from Arkansas. Listen,
Really cool.
it's a fun thing.
So next time you guys cook crystal, you're gonna invite me over.
Yeah, we'll invite you over when we're
Sounds
cooking
like
crystal.
a great time. That's cool. That's the thing I want to know what's going on with that thing.
Okay. This is black kyanite. I did a quick little mineral minute about black kyanite. It's such a cool stone. It's an aluminum silicate, and it comes in these cool fan shapes with its black kyanite, but it also can come out in like these blade shapes when it's blue kyanite. That's what a lot of people are most used to. And blue is more popular than black, but it also comes in many other colors of the rainbow. It's found in aluminum-rich metamorphic and sedimentary rocks, and it's used in ceramic products, that black kyanite. It can be used in electronics, and it's called a witch's broom.
Makes total sense.
Well, it dusts away our negative energy, it sweeps away blocks, and so a lot of people who are energy worker, Reiki masters, acupuncturists, they like to harness the power of the black kyanite. And it also helps if you're feeling stuck, like if you're trying to make progress and you're just kind of feeling a little, I'm stuck here. It also can help with psychic abilities and connecting to nature and recalling our past lives. But if you are lacking empathy, this is another good one. So how it forms this way, I don't have a great answer for you on
Really
that.
cool.
But it's it does. It's just one of the crystalline habits of the black kyanite. You're going to find blue kyanite in more of the blade. You're going to get the black kyanite in more of this witch's broom.
It's like, how psychic is it? Can I bring that to the gas station quick and get a lottery ticket?
I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean, it's only $15 for one of these pieces, so.
$15 to get 15 million. I think I'm in good shape.
I think it's a great return on investment.
Yeah, I'm down. You tucked into my head.
I need to harness the ability. Oh, shoot, why not?
I'd be making Florida Man radio pretty quick.
If you are not familiar, no, you should be familiar with Florida Man.
Dude, this is cool.
All right, Hopefully you can see this.
Need some light.
Might be able to.
Flashlight.
Okay. So labradorite is a plagioclase feldspar. I love feldspar. It'll have to be off the front, yeah. He knows about labradorite because of probably multiple faceted reasons.
Well, that, and I know Jamie, and this is like one of his favorite things in the world.
It is. He loves it.
But it's just such a cool stone. I mean, it's just like the colors you get out of it is just unreal.
So that, with all the colors that you're seeing, that play of color is called labradorescence, and it only occurs in labradorite. And it's caused by internal fractures within the mineral that reflects light back and forth at different wavelengths, dispersing the light within the stone. And it takes a lot of skill for a cutter to be able to display labradorescence. And sometimes they might cut it and it's not showing that play of color. So they'll have to like start over and try a different angle to get the color.
The veins,
Yeah.
the light reflects.
Yep, exactly. And the stone is named after Labrador, Canada, the Labrador Peninsula in Canada, where it was first found in 1770. And while it's still found in Canada, it's also found in Russia and Mexico and also the U.S. This material specifically, I believe, is from Russia. And it's such a beautiful, it's a great piece to have on your desk at work or on your bedside table. The keywords for labradorite, which makes sense, it's magic. It helps us inspire our magic in our everyday life, but it also gives us a little bit of protection, not only from ourselves, but from outside forces. And reminding us that we all have, the best part is it reminds us we all have magic within us. And that could be conquering something, just enjoying the taste of a nice margarita, or making some awesome tacos.
The magic that Jamie left us here, and it's probably going to get cranked.
Magically disappearing tequila drinks. It's magic. It's magic.
It really does. I mean, it looks. Yeah, you can't. I mean, unless you get it right in the light and stuff and hold it yourself, you can't describe that as your looks. And really cool.
But you may have seen labradorite countertops as well. They're really pretty. A lot of labradorite countertops are not solid like this.
Right.
They're little chunks that are kind of glued together with an epoxy into a flat surface and then polished flat. You get lots of different play of color that way, but it's a very dark stone that you have to be really careful in positioning your light source above it, because you won't get the labradorescence. So we have quite a few pieces of this, ranging between $75 and $95. They're all beautiful pieces that Jamie hand selected because he loved them, and it's not really surprising, is it?
Not at all. Sure, he goes straight for it.
He does. He
It's really cool to get whatever the concentration of light is, and if they light it up properly,
it's pretty magical.
Yeah.
It really is. So it made sense when you look at the metaphysical side of it. It's about embodying magic. This is a shungite sphere.
Oh yes, shungite sphere. Known.
So it's a super cool black rock, right? It's known to have a healing vibration, and when I was a younger hippie, I used to keep a little shungite tumbled stone in my water bottle to infuse my water with fluorine antioxidants that are naturally occurring in that mineral and no other minerals in the world. It also cleanses the water and infuses it with a higher vibration. I actually had to take it out of my water bottle because I was afraid I was going to accidentally drink it because it wasn't very big.
I was wondering if you could just swallow it. Wouldn't that just be more effective? Like, inside out?
I'm not suggesting this. Talk to your doctor before you swallow shungite. It is a carbon material, so it probably won't hurt you. Probably. I'm not taking any responsibility if you eat some shungite at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking.
So it's supposed to be over 2 billion years old and formed from a single-celled organisms in the ocean, and it's only found, only mined in Russia in the Karelia region. It's a super healing stone, and the main reason I always love it is that it protects against EMFs. So like having electromagnetic frequencies. So if you're always in front of a computer, always on your cell phone, it's a great idea to just have a piece of shungite by you. Jamie, or I'm not suggesting that. I'm not suggesting that. Jamie has a piece on his desk at his office,
good,
and I need
good,
to have him. Please don't eat the shungite and sue therooteel.com. Please don't. So
good ideas. I like it.
So the spheres actually emanate those EMF protections in the whole room, and so it kind of helps bring harmony to the whole room and gives us stability, but also it's kind of fun and playful, and it's just really cool looking, and you can play with it during the day. I know a lot of people cut a little piece of PVC pipe or something similar to set their spheres into until they're ready to play with it. It's kind of fun. So that one's $35. It's a great little sphere.
I mean, I would think also, thinking outside the box, that when aliens attack, like this would help fight off those, alien brainwave things.
Get your shungite to protect against aliens. And we do know as
It's
we were...
way cooler than a tinfoil hat, I promise you.
It's true. That is. I would say a shungite hat would be significantly cooler than... Or you can take little pieces of shungite and meld it into your tinfoil hat.
So are they always in spheres? Is that
No.
thing?
A lot of times
common
they're
thing?
just... when you see just raw shungite, it's actually pretty matte. It has like a kind of like a slate finish to it. But it's very attractive when it's tumbled and polished.
Yeah.
I know the one that I had in my water bottle, it was probably like this big and polished and perfect to accidentally choke and swallow. Hippie girl over here is like, you know what? I do a lot of hot yoga and I'm not paying attention. I'm just going.
Yeah, I'd be worried about knocking my teeth out.
Yeah. That was before I got my teeth done, so I didn't care that much.
Marble smacking me in the teeth. That's really cool. And it's just like jet black. I mean, there's no...
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's
It's straight up just black. So 2 billion year old.
Way to go, 2 billion year old single cell organism.
Right? Crazy.
It's really cool. I want to break it though. I like it.
This is a pyroclastic peridot bomb from the Peridot Mesa from the San Carlos Apache Reservation in Arizona. So on our last trip, we went out and went mining at one of the world's 2 biggest peridot producing areas in the world. The only other one is Afghanistan. When you're looking at the color, the saturation, the clarity, you're really looking at a fantastic specimen. So these are cool. We have quite a few of these, and I'm just selling them for $25 because they really don't have much value other than they're interesting. Peridot is a gem quality version of olivine. Olivine is one of the crystals that forms when magma, volcanic, igneous material starts cooling down from an eruption or a surge of magma. So you're only going to find peridot, olivine, in a volcanic situation, igneous. So when you're looking at these bombs, you're going to see all the different holes in it in the basalt, right? And you're going to see a little bit of hematite, the darker crystals, that's your olivine, your lighter crystals, that's your gem quality version of olivine called peridot or peridot or peridot. I've heard it all different ways. At GIA, we called it peridot, world's foremost authority of gemology. I'm going to call it peridot, and it doesn't actually matter. But the cool thing is that this area, the peridot was formed in a pyroclastic blast. So when the volcano was exploding, it had so much energy coming up from the earth that you can actually still see on here all of the little air bubbles that was trapped from it flying through the air. So when we look at crystals like this, the teeny tiny crystals, they cooled very fast. When you think of a big peridot crystal, it's because it cooled very slow. So while we got this from Peridot Mesa, we also got all of these, and these are some of the rough.
Oh wow.
That we got. Our cutter, Tucson Todd, he decided he didn't feel like those were going to produce nice enough gem quality material.
Gotta feel really cool holding a handful of gemstones.
But
Oh
then
wow, look at those.
all of these,
Sorry, Todd. Those
That's
are really
okay.
cool.
all of these he cut from things that we got out of the earth
Oh, that's really cool.
in Peridot Mesa. And we're looking at a few carats. And these are absolutely beautiful color peridot. We're going to make it into some fantastic pieces. This is a lovely light color. This one's a little darker. It's really fun.
It's really cool. I mean, you'd think it was like little toys or something.
Mhm.
You just gotta feel really cool having a big old pile of cut gemstones like that. That's
It really is. It's truly a dream come true.
I feel pretty cool just sitting here. Yeah.
These pyroclastic bombs, they're $25, and while they're not like super valuable, yes, they're going to shed on you. They're really cool as a specimen piece of seeing how pyroclastic flow ends up turning into a mineral, and you will get little shaky shake of peridot in your box, just telling you it's happening.
The cool thing is, it's Emerald Coast, very emerald.
It's
those
very
colors.
emerald color. Thank you so much for joining us for Rocks and Tacos. I hope you had a great time. I know we sure did. All orders will be shipped out tomorrow, and this will be available for replay. Remember, all orders over $45, you get free shipping, and we have lots of beautiful, fun specimens still coming on, and so excited that you joined us. Thanks. Have a great evening.